to take of some certain
WebMD.
shit. Bam. Here's a
Go to
testimonial.
WebMD. WebMD has never told a lie, much like George Washington.
Yes. Even though it's told me I should have died 20 times, I'm still here.
Contrary to popular belief, George Washington invented ivermectin.
Taco Tuesday was promoted by Benjamin Franklin. Tacos were part of the reason he had gout.
George Washington used ivermectin to brush his wooden teeth.
Later on in life, George Washington's teeth was ivermectin.
It was a calcified version, not intended for primate use. Really only for snails, but he was such a badass that he got away with it.
Yes, good old cherry chopping George.
Yep,
son of a bitch.
So yeah, as we were talking here a little bit before we went live, the news is a typical shit show, as it has been for a while, but it's been nothing but COVID and Afghanistan. And Joe Rogan once again has broke people's I think he's become the new Trump. Not so much that he is like Trump, but people's reaction to Joe Rogan has become akin to their reaction to Trump.
Yes. And like Joe Rogan, so mild-mannered, speaks eloquently, right. But man, they hate him.
Oh man. Yeah, I was listening to a little bit of his podcast today, and he's like, bro, am I gonna have to sue CNN? Because they're like Jim Acosta was like, Joe Rogan's taking horse dewormer. And no, I'm taking horse dewormer. Joe Rogan actually went to a doctor.
Brought to you by WMD.
Yes.
WebMD.
Yes. WebMD. And I'm trying to think, and My Little Pony.
They come in assorted flavors. The one Matt's taking right now is Rainbow Dash Rainbow Surprise.
Oh, the one I'm taking right now tastes like unwashed asshole. It is gross. It's apple flavored, supposedly, but if I have any like anything bad to say about ivermectin, it is the apple flavor in the dewormer paste. I 100% understand why my horses spit that shit out, because it's nasty. But it seems to be working pretty good.
And Matt knows nasty. He used to lick buttholes and tell us it tastes like quarters.
What do you mean used to?
Well, you're in another state now. I don't fucking regulate what you do anymore.
Right. Well, I mean, nobody can regulate this.
You and your apple tasting fucking paste.
Yeah. Apple flavored butthole.
It's you know what your problem is. You thought you got the apple flavored, but you actually got the road apple flavor. That's what it was.
That's a good dad joke.
Did you like it?
Dad joke.
That's
a good one.
Dad joke of the week, folks. You're fucking welcome. They are coming hot and heavy. Somehow it just at 30, right when you're like almost 36, it just hits.
I'm gonna throw this out there for like the whole COVID narrative, and because this is like I have my thoughts on the vaccine. I have my thoughts on all, and typically I'd say just follow the money, and I think that plays a lot into it. But like there's these like the apparently cases are through the roof in Israel, which has something like a 90% vaccination rate, like through the whole country. So it's starting to look like the vaccine is not all that effective. We've got the Delta variant, we've got the Lambda variant, now we got the Mu variant, which is apparently resistant to vaccine as well. Like, I don't think anybody knows what the fuck they're doing.
Well,
and everybody's just trying to save face.
I think what they said was they think the Mu variant is resistant to vaccine, but they only have a very small sample size.
Well, according to the rather large headline on Drudge Report, the Mu variant is in 49 states now. So
it's minute, and I think it's like a minute population has it.
That does not matter for scaremongering, okay? That is irrelevant.
It is.
It's I this whole thing, I don't know. This is my personal experience with it. I tested positive on Friday night. We did an at-home test because my wife is like, you look she actually said, you look a little drunk. And I was like, no, I'm not. But I said, I feel like I got a cold. And so somebody that I know had said he thought he might have it, hadn't tested or anything. I was like, I'm not that worried about it. So anyway, we took it. We did the test, came back positive, and I was like, oh. A year and a half later, I finally got this goddamn thing, so I can just be fucking done with it. I take plenty of vitamins. I drink plenty of water. I'm relatively in shape. I'm not that worried about it. And so
coffee,
I started taking
every week.
Oh yeah, I mean twice a week. Twice a week. Brought to you by Black Rifle Coffee. And so then I started taking the ivermectin. I continued taking. I actually took higher doses of vitamin D and vitamin C, and I got. I still got a cough and a runny nose. I had a fever Saturday morning of like late Friday night, early Saturday morning of like 100.1. That was the highest fever that I had throughout this whole deal. Aches, normal like flu, common cold type symptoms. That's about all I've had. And which is pretty common, it seems like, for people in my age range and like category. That seems to be the common response to it. So I don't know what the fuck we do from here. Like, it seems like the vaccines are not all that effective. It's
not true.
If
I mean, take the MU out of it. Everything else, yes, it's quite effective. And again, MU is they only have a very small sample size. I mean, this is where we got into trouble last time, where scientists and doctors were talking in absolutes, like, oh yeah, this is absolutely going to happen. This is going to absolutely happen. Like, you can't talk about it like that. I mean, the MU could be the next big thing, but if you give it a bigger sample size of people getting infected and you find out, hey, it is resistant. I mean, like, look at how much everything's. I think the government got in trouble because they made it seem like they had no wrong answers, and you can't do that, especially when it comes to like, well, what we see in pandemics and plagues and shit like that, because there's mutations, stuff like that. You can't talk in absolutes. You gotta say, you know what, we're not exactly certain. Here's, it's a small sample size. We're seeing this could change. They would have said that, we would have been okay. Oh, and also remember how I always talked about their first mistake was not trying to promote people talking to their doctors about it instead of the government telling you what to do. They just started a new program to have people talk to their doctors about the benefits of all this stuff. Man, almost 2 years late there.
Yeah.
Fuck. Almost 2 years late.
Sounds about right. And yeah, it's just fucking stupid, all of it. It's when you go back to like what their original projections were, like, they're like, it's going to be 2 million people dead. The hospitals have never once been overrun. Have they been full? Yes. They moved the Navy ship into the harbor there at New York City. Never fucking used it. They're saying, there's only 3 ICU beds left available in the entire state of Arkansas. Turns out that probably wasn't true either. The way they've classified deaths, hospitalizations, all of it has been incredibly misleading. The way they've shut out any treatment other than a vaccine has been incredibly misleading. I mean, I've pointed out many times, but the governor of Nevada here banned the use of hydroxychloroquine as a treatment, even though Trump used hydroxychloroquine. Guess what? He recovered from COVID. He also used a myriad of other things, but it's a 40-year-old drug that we have plenty of data on. And if we don't know what the hell is going on, why not do some studies on? No, we'll just demonize it. It's
I still wonder how bad Trump was, because like we didn't see him for like a couple days, and then when he rose, when he arose from the bedroom, it looked like he'd been on 3-day bender. Trump, easy there, but
well, I mean, yeah, I bet he was 74 and fat and on the campaign trail too. So, unlike Biden, who was just like holed up in his basement, which, for his age and his mental capacity, and who knows what his health is like. That's probably the best place for Biden. They did a good job of keeping him out of the headlines, and they got him elected and all that. They ran a very strong propaganda campaign, and they got him through. And boy, it's been just lovely ever since.
I'm curious to see what 2022 Senate races look like.
I think the Democrat Party. I'm not going to make political predictions anymore, because
we're always wrong.
I was way wrong, and I don't know, but so like hydroxychloroquine was the big boogeyman there for a while, but now it's ivermectin. And so the article I was telling you about was from Rolling Stone, and this went fucking viral. And the original headline was "Gunshot Victims Left Waiting as Horse Dewormer Overdoses Overwhelm Oklahoma Hospitals."
Jeez whiz.
Yeah. And well, the update shortly after I read the original, or after somebody sent me that article, the first update says Northeastern Hospital System Sequoia issued a statement, although Jason McElhey, who is the guy who reported, or they reported about, is not an employee of NHS Sequoia. He is affiliated with the medical staffing group that provides coverage for our emergency room. With that said, Dr. McElhey has not worked at our Sallisaw location in over 2 months. NHS Sequoia has not treated any patients due to complications related to taking ivermectin. This includes not treating any patients for ivermectin overdose. All patients who have visited our emergency room have received medical attention as appropriate. Our hospital has not had to turn away any patients seeking emergency care. We want to reassure the community that our staff is working hard to provide quality health care to all patients. We appreciate the opportunity to clarify this issue, and as always, we value our community support.
So how many, the headline was like they have all these people coming in for overdoses of ivermectin. Did he ever give like a did he give a number of like what that was?
But so many of them that gunshot victims had to wait for a bed to open. So now I'm reading right from the Rolling Stone website now. this update says one hospital has denied Dr. Jason McEllig's claim that ivermectin overdoses are causing emergency room backlogs and delays in medical care in rural Oklahoma. And Rolling Stone has been unable to independently verify any such cases as the time of this update.
Why did they print it?
Well, it goes on. The National Poison Data System states that there were 459 reported cases in the Oklahoma. Specific ivermectin overdose figures are not available, but the count is unlikely to be a significant factor in hospital bed availability in a state that, per the CDC, currently has a 7-day average of 1,528 COVID-19 hospitalizations. The doctor affiliated with a medical staffing group that serves multiple hospitals in Oklahoma. Following widespread publication of his statements, one hospital that the doctor's group serves, NHS Sequoia, said the ER has not treated any ivermectin overdoses and that has not had to turn away anyone seeking care. This and other hospitals that the doctor's group serves did not respond to requests for comment, and the doctor has not responded for requests for further comment. We will update if we receive any information. So why didn't you independently before you
I thought that was required in your story, was you got to confirm what they're saying before you print it.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I'm an idiot.
Right. So Newsweek ran with it. Business Insider ran with it. Several executives at MSNBC tweeted it out. Rachel Maddow tweeted it out. And like any rational, sane thinking person maybe would say, like, how bad is an ivermectin overdose that a gunshot victim doesn't get treated, isn't higher in the triage order? Like, I've looked through all the side effects of ivermectin, and not one of them mentions hemorrhage. There's no mention of hemorrhage in an ivermectin overdose. That's kind of the main cause of trauma from a gunshot wound is blood hemorrhaging from said gunshot wound. That usually goes higher on the order of triage than nausea and diarrhea.
Is smoke crotch a side effect of ivermectin?
If it is, I hope not. I mean, I haven't got it yet. But you're
gonna be a salt and pepper shaker here someday.
Yeah, SPND.
looks like a steak on the grill with all that black and white.
It's very flavorful. Very flavorful.
He uses the beef rub.
Yeah. But then also they, like you said, they came after Joe Rogan like with a fury of 1,000 suns because he had the gall to talk to his doctor and get prescribed ivermectin and then continue to and then it turns out he's fine. He just released a podcast and weird. It's weird the response to it. I just, it's really, really fucking weird.
So did his doctor come out and say, yes, I did prescribe this for him? Like, are people still hammering on him? Even though his doc?
I don't think so.
I hope
I haven't heard anything. I doubt that. I never. Well, it's nobody's fucking business who his doctor is. So
right.
And I haven't heard anything about that. And I don't know. It's such a weird response to it. But like along those lines, there was an Ohio judge that so there was a lady who sued the hospital because her husband was in the ICU and he got a prescription for ivermectin, and the hospital refused to treat him with ivermectin. So she sued the hospital, and the judge ordered the hospital to treat him with ivermectin because he had a valid prescription. And now, apparently, that hospital appealed, and another judge reversed that decision and said they ordered him not to treat it with ivermectin because the quote from the doctor or from the judge is, "Judges are not doctors." Then what are you doing ruling on this, you stupid fucking idiot? Like, God damn it.
And these are like licensed doctors, right?
Right.
Like,
and my God, like, and the dude's in the ICU, apparently not in good health. And this is a drug that's been around for something like 40 years, won a Nobel Prize in 2015, and there's been 44 peer-reviewed studies on it treating COVID. Some of them apparently are good studies, some of them not so much. Some of them, like, all in all, it seems like it's still kind of up in the air whether it's a good, like, catch-all treatment or not. But
you have doctors prescribing it. So,
right.
Like you said, it's up to you and your doctor. Like, another instance, people trust their doctor over what everybody else is saying.
They're not prescribing bloodletting or something like that has like severe downsides. There's been plenty of research done on the side effects, and they're pretty minimal. So at worst, it doesn't help you with COVID. At best, it helps it clear it up. But there's practically no bad side, or like no bad side to it.
I'm just glad they're not doing leeches on the balls anymore. If my life depended on it, I'd be like, okay, it's been good knowing everybody. Ta-ta.
Now, are gold diggers considered leeches? Are they classified as leeches?
They could be. I mean, that could be specifically ball leechers.
I mean, specifically, because if that's the case, I mean, I'm up in the air on that one. It depends. It depends. I don't have that much. Well, if I'm rich or not, and I'm not, so then if that's the case, I'm all in favor. Each away, I got nothing.
Fucking that. He's just a simple cowboy doing the cowboy way.
In more serious news, a dude ate a jar of mayonnaise on television.
Let me guess. Was he a white dude?
Of course he's a white dude. Black people don't eat mayonnaise.
I fucking love mayonnaise.
I don't mind some mayonnaise. I don't mind some mayonnaise. Yeah, apparently it was the Duke's Mayo Classic. It was Georgia Clemson. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I saw that. He's just like scarfing down on it.
Pardon me. Rona cough.
Jesus.
Also, that's
you okay over there, Doc gross. Holiday?
I'm gonna have to take some more ivermectin here post haste.
When are you moving to Glenwood Springs to cure the TB?
Yeah, Glenwood, Colorado's too far gone for me anymore. I don't know if I can move back to Colorado.
Yeah, parents and job are pretty much the only thing keeping us here.
Yeah, I can understand. That what would possess somebody to eat like a giant deal of mayonnaise? I don't.
Maybe like 10 edibles. Maybe.
I mean, Can you not just drink yourself into alcohol poisoning like a regular goddamn American at a football game?
And immediately 10 minutes later, he shit himself.
Oh, guaranteed. Like, I mean, probably everybody within a 10-foot radius shit themselves just from the toxic after effect. I mean,
it was a shit nami.
That's vile. That's just vile. I don't get it. I don't understand.
He wanted to be on TV, Matt.
He succeeded in that. He succeeded. In the most Florida story of all time, I think.
What homeless guy ate another homeless guy?
No, it gets better. The smokinggun.com. This was, when was this? September. So this was Saturday. A naked woman on a midnight golf cart joyride was arrested early Saturday when she drove through the police perimeter in Florida, cops say. While officers were involved with an armed standoff with a teenager, Jessica Smith, 28, drove past several patrol cars while behind the wheel of a golf cart. Smith allegedly ignored police command to depart the area and continued to approach the target house where the armed suspect was on the roof. So that we've got an armed teenager facing off with police in Florida. That's just your average Saturday night. And old Jesse Smith just cruising around on a golf cart, drunk and naked.
So all I can think of is, remember that South Park when the boys got chased in their little white Bronco? Like they had a little kid's white Bronco.
Yeah.
And they had a police block and somehow they rammed it and just slowly started moving it. That's what I picture with the golf cart, right? Like, how did you get past the line?
I just picture a scene from the Trailer Park Boys. Like I picture Ricky up on the roof shooting at the cops, and Leahy coming through with his fucking what is like a Lincoln Continental or something that he drives, and he's just cruising around the cops there because he used to be a cop,
looking like a blue Smurf.
Let's see. Smith allegedly ignored a police command to depart the area and continued to approach the target house where the armed suspect was on the roof. When Smith, police say, refused to exit the golf cart, she was assisted out and handcuffed around 12:05 a.m. She smelled of alcohol and was completely nude. According to a criminal complaint, charging with her with obstruction, a misdemeanor. And in the words of Randy Marsh, she was a hot victim.
So what happened to the guy on the roof?
I don't know. No, nothing was said.
We shot him. Whatever.
She's originally, her home address is in Roxbury, Massachusetts. So she was just performing her own night at the Roxbury, but in Florida. Smith's parents own a home about a mile from where she was arrested in Dunedin, a city in the Tampa Bay area. Investigators allege that Smith's naked antics put multiple potentially. Yeah, but I would say the guy on the roof with the gun was probably put you more at a risk than this chick did. If anything, she was a hero. She distracted this dude.
Well, how old is this young lady?
She's 28.
Oh, yeah. She was there to nullify it. She just wanted to make sure everybody's okay. She's
a hero. She should be deputized.
She should be mayor of wherever city in Florida this is.
Dunedin. This chick's a hero.
So there's no other mention about the armed man on the roof. It's just the naked 28-year-old who magically, through her her fucking powers of persuasion got past the police line.
Yes, but it's the entire article is about this naked chick driving a golf cart who sounds like she's probably a pretty good time. I mean, if we're going to be honest, like probably a guy that or a chick that you want to party with. I bet if you get her and Hunter Biden, that's going to be one raging party. You get them two together, that's going to be a good time.
Wolf of Wall Street shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, no other mention of the armed teenager on the roof. I don't know if he was shooting at cops, but it said it was an armed standoff.
No, in Florida, he probably had a bow and arrow. Fucking just crazy, a crossbow. He thought he was Daryl from The Walking Dead.
We could, maybe we can go viral. We'll say it was Ron DeSantis' son. It was... We'll see if Rachel Maddow will run with that because they hate Ron DeSantis right now.
Maybe it was Ron DeSantis.
Well, it said teenager, and he is obviously not a teenager. He is awful leathery.
He is. That Florida sun really bakes you.
Yeah, I was gonna say you don't have to be very old to be leathery in Florida.
No,
it's a hot one. It's a hot one.
Every time,
but that's why she was naked. It's hot. It's hot and humid. Come on.
Every time we talk
this about chick is a hero.
We talk about Florida and sunbaking. All that I can picture is that something about Mary when you see Agnes through the window.
That's what came
Always.
To my mind too.
When we talk about people getting too much sun, all I could think about is Agnes and those dried up eggplants, just hanging off there.
Yeah, but that has got to be the most Florida story of all time.
And even the news played into the Florida theme because they didn't even actually report on the biggest potential danger. No. We're going through for the Jerry Springer angle, and we're just talking about the naked chick on the golf cart.
Well, and I'll put her mug shot up on the screen here because
please do. I'm curious.
I mean, it's not particularly flattering, but she doesn't look like a great big fat person. So, I mean, I don't know. Probably.
No.
I mean, probably worth a second peek, I would imagine.
Not the worst distraction.
I mean, I don't think it's like the T-Rex from Orgasmo. You're going to make me come or I'm going to kick your butt. I don't think it's like that level of, it's obviously not that level of disgusting. She looks like, had she not just been arrested for driving a golf cart drunk and naked, she might be fairly attractive if, in under different circumstances. So it might have been a good distraction. I don't know. Apparently it worked. They at least I wonder what happened to the kid. Did he get away scot-free, or they all turned to the chick and arrested her, and he just like slipped off the roof and ran somewhere else?
He ran into the woods yelling, "I'm going to go live with the bears."
Yeah,
that's what happened.
There was like one female cop, and she's like, "You fucking idiots. We still got a gunman on the loose." Just a bunch of dude cops like, "Arrest that chick."
It's like the police station in Super Troopers. It's like all the idiots and then Ursula.
Right. That's
Ursula.
That's what I'm
focused.
Yeah, and she was like, "He's getting away. Like, she is just." I wonder, is there a bunch of well, she said she was from Massachusetts, because haven't there been a whole bunch of like the teachers banging their kids in Florida, like their students? I wonder if she was a student, or if he was a teacher and he was a student. I think
I was thinking the same thing.
You could turn this into a movie. You could turn this into a movie, I think.
The real question is, how long before it's on Lifetime?
It can't be Lifetime because she was naked. Skinamax.
It better be on Skinamax.
Skinamax.
Wicked Pictures. If you're listening, there's your perfect parody. You could call it Florida Forbidden Love.
Yeah, I bet this is completely speculation here, but let's be honest, it's Florida. It's not out of the realm of possibility. She was a high school teacher banging her student. They had a rough breakup, and he was going to go off himself on a roof. And he called her, and she's like, well, even though we're not banging anymore, I can't let you do this. So to the rescue, Jessica Smith, pew, pew, naked on a golf cart, gets herself arrested. Teen slips away to survive another day. Hopefully gets to bang another teacher.
Was it reported that there was any music being played? I feel like there would be a confirmation that it was a distraction if music was being played.
From an article called thesmokinggun.com, this was not nearly as entertaining of an article as I thought. Like we brought the entertainment to this article, but
we're asking questions.
Right.
But
honestly, if you're gonna call yourself the Smoking Gun, I would expect a little more entertainment value.
Well, they pulled all the entertainment out of that story and then neglected the actual story.
Yeah. I do wonder what the hell happened to the armed teenager. I mean, these are the questions that we all want to know the answers to. Like, we need answers. Is she a hero? I think so.
What's her name?
Jessica Smith.
We should have a Jessica Smith person of the week where they're a hero, but they're a hero for a really dumbass reason.
Right. How did they identify her? Did she offer up her name? Because she was naked. So, like, did she hide her driver's license in her cooter, or did she just willingly offer up her name and an address and whatnot?
She had her first and last name. She had her first and last name tattooed with his name on her butt. That's how they knew.
We'll never know because smokinggun.com is not doing a good job here. We demand answers. How can we know if this is the most Florida story of all time if we don't have answers to these simple questions?
You know what? I think you should write a letter, Matt.
I may. Like, you guys are spending all your time trying to bring down Joe Rogan. It's not going to happen. He still gets like 10 million views every time he posts a podcast. Ask the hard questions. How did they find out her name was Jessica Smith? Was she banging the student that was on the roof with a gun? Was he actually a student? I don't know. Did they have prior relations? Was she just a crazy person? I don't know, but I want to know.
Did you see so there's this ESPN analyst called Tom McShay.
Mm-hmm.
And like, he's on camera just hammered. And awesome. I guess people were looking back at some of his other previous on camera things. and he's like hammered, and they're like, holy shit, he's been drunk the whole time. You should pull it up. Pull up Tom McShay, Miami versus Alabama.
Okay,
he almost throws out an F-bomb. He's talking about this dude. He's like, effing O'Neal.
Tom McShay.
He just could not.
How do you? There we go.
Tom McShay, Alabama, Miami. For all you listeners out there, to your surprise, the Rockies are losing 11-3. Back to you, Matt.
I'm not. How do you spell his last name?
McShay.
Oh, okay.
McShay. I mean, is it really that surprising to have somebody with a Mick in front of his name be drunk on TV? Are we really shocked?
I'm not shocked.
I mean, coming from a person of Irish descent, I am not shocked.
Is it Todd McShay or Tom McShay?
Todd McShay.
Todd McShay. Okay.
And enjoy.
We're gonna put it up right. Meow.
Fucking guy. Yeah, that one. And then the one below it is
not that easy.
the one below is from a previous podcast that they noticed he was hammered.
Ekior and Evan Neal, and you've been really impressed by Evan Neal.
Yeah, everyone loves talking offensive lineman, right? The sexy position, but Evan Neal, if you watch him in the box jump that he does, I would have probably broken my whole body. I have no idea how he does it. At 350 pounds, he's able to make that jump and spread his legs and then hold his body control.
Spread his legs.
That's why he's going to be a top 5, top 7 pick in the upcoming NFL draft. He's special. And when I talked to the opposing, offensive players for Alabama, they said that there was no question who the best offensive lineman was on Alabama, and it was Neal.
Huh.
Now do the blue one.
Well,
this was him a couple years ago. And people are like, holy shit, is he just drunk?
Todd, the Wisconsin quarterback is Graham Mertz, highly recruited out of high school in the Kansas City area and demonstrating why he's been terrific.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at offensively, what they've always done, Paul Chris understands like the pre-snap motions and everything that
excellent
you want to do.
analysis
when
there,
you have
Todd.
A quarterback like Mertz, it's different. The
ability
to throw the ball
it
down
sounds
the
like
field
he sounds like Tate.
That's what I love about his game. The ability to get the ball out quickly, accurately, and I would argue that he's the most talented quarterback they've had in the last 2 decades.
Oh, that's great.
It reminds me like
good for him.
It's like if Joe Namath was a sideline analyst.
Yeah.
He just drank.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kiss you right now.
Good for Todd McShay. He should get a raise. That's what I think.
I think I've heard Todd McShay
away from ESPN to focus on health.
We were watching a college football game, and I'm pretty sure Todd McShay was on, and we after he was done, we looked at each other and we're like, what the fuck did he just say? So maybe this is it.
I think so. Maybe. Well, good for him. He's having a good time. Drunk. He's having a good time. You know what? He did no better or worse than any other sideline analyst would do. So good for him. I'm in favor of Todd McShay.
I'm pretty sure Matt can justify this too, but when you're at those college games, it is hard to say no to that beer. It's being offered everywhere. You know,
free,
I'm not one for peer pressure.
Free flowing. It's free flowing.
I'm not one
like
for
the
peer pressure.
Salmon
but
of Capistrano.
If you're not drinking a beer, people think there's something wrong with you.
And you know what? There probably is. They're probably right.
So, good luck, Todd McShay. Stop drinking at work,
buddy.
Join the rest of society.
Or don't. Live your best life, Todd. Live your best life. I am pro Jessica Smith driving drunk naked on a golf cart, and I am pro Todd McShay getting just blitzed during an Alabama football game. Do your thing, buddy.
You know, I'm not even gonna lie.
We still want to know what the hell happened to the gunman. I still want to know.
Todd McShay, jump on it.
Yeah, there you go, Todd McShay. Go find this chick. You guys can be drunk together, and you can find out. You can tell us what happened with this armed teenager on the roof, because that's the burning question that everybody wants the answer to. Is Jessica Smith a hero? Odds on favorite says yes, but we need to know.
Jessica Smith.
She might have saved the next Trayvon Martin event from happening. We don't know.
Matt is just asking the questions.
I'm just asking for the documents and the proof. Like she might be is that Congressional Medal of Freedom or something like that? Isn't that the highest honor?
Something like
Presidential Medal of Freedom. Like, I think maybe she should possibly be up for that. We don't know.
Well, keep a Google alert for Jessica Smith on your computer, so we can be updated.
Yes, Jessica Smith, 28, of Roxbury, Massachusetts, unjustly arrested in Dunedin, Florida. That's what your headline should have been, instead of naked woman 28 drove golf cart through scene of armed standoff. Cops say. Are you gonna trust the cops now?
Simply, you could have put the headline, "Is this America?" What one woman possibly was thinking.
I thought this was America.
When she broke through naked on a golf course or a golf cart.
I got to rehydrate because I got the Rona. It's you're up. You're up.
Fuck. Well, not that anybody cares, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. My fantasy football draft was perfecto this last weekend. Was able to draft not only Delvin Cook, but Alvin Kamara. Yes, the Alvin Kamara of the Saints. Let's see. Oh, Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston is the new Saints quarterback. That'll be fun to watch. 30 touchdowns and 30 interceptions. He has new eyes
too.
Wow.
Yeah. Bionic eyes.
Did he go to the same place where RoboCop was built? That's the only lab I know that's doing that type of stuff.
Well, I think it's just standard LASIK, but that's basically bionics, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't like with football. Like, yes, in baseball, I would think LASIK would help you. But if you're a quarterback, can you not see him downfield? Like that's gonna fix it?
Well, I mean, if I was a quarterback in 8th grade, and I have terrible eyesight, so if that's any indicator, I don't know. I mean, granted, I didn't have a whole bunch of talent either, but I'm gonna blame it on my eyesight.
Wait, can you not see color?
Oh, I can see color. I can see color.
It's weird. It's weird that him fixing his eyes, even though there's giant men running across in different colors.
It depends on how bad his eyes are, though. Because like, if I would have played without my contacts or my glasses, there would have all I would have seen was blobs. Like, just blurs, shapes. I would have seen shapes and shadows.
But obviously, like, it's just, I don't know if the LASIK is going to help, because obviously he had something in his eyes that could help with that, right? Maybe he had contacts, and him magically getting LASIK is. I'm not seeing the connection.
I really think they just don't want him to be a bust for whatever reason. Like the NFL was really high on him, and he just like he's a not as fun Fitzmagic. Like
no,
like
who is
he's nobody. Like Fitzmagic should win MVP every year that he plays, just because he's Fitzmagic.
And he, I think his one knock coming out of college was he got caught stealing crab legs.
Crab legs.
Out of Was it the Sizzler? Please tell me it was the Sizzler.
Probably. It was a Perkins or some shit like that. It was. Was it a grocery store or was it an actual restaurant? I don't know. Yeah.
Here, hold on. I'm gonna do research.
You're gonna do research.
Yes.
Talk amongst yourselves. Well, I mean, he is in Florida, so like if you're gonna, and I think they were king crab legs, so I mean, it's a 50-50 chance if he's going to a restaurant or a grocery store. I mean, this is basically what you're gonna see on ESPN nowadays. The last time I've watched ESPN, this is about the extent of their analysis. I mean, you know, he's a good kid, made some poor decisions, and you know, once those king crab legs get a hold of you, son of a bitch, it's hard to stop. It is hard to stop. And when you're on top of the world like Jameis Winston was coming out of Florida State, what do we got here? I'm running out of steam here. So it was Todd McShay, where are you, buddy? I need Todd McShay to carry me through this.
It was from the Publix in Florida.
Publix.
And I'm gonna
Okay, so that's a grocery store.
I'm gonna send you this picture of actual footage of him stealing the crab leg, and I want you to share it.
Okay.
It's sent in a text.
This is a high-tech operation, folks. It's high-tech.
For those of you who can't see it, there's a Publix in the background, and then there's Jameis Winston at Florida State running for a touchdown, it looks like. And instead of a football, he has a giant red crab in his hand.
As he should. As he should.
$32 worth of he stole $32 worth of crab. So,
and now they that Publix could have just sponsored him. They couldn't back then. They would have gotten trouble for it, but now they could.
Oddly, he's sponsored by Gordon Fisherman. Trust the Gordon Fisherman.
I'm not familiar with that one.
Oh my God. What? Is that just a city kid thing? They have like fish sticks.
Fish sticks are fucking gross.
You like fish sticks in your mouth?
I do not. I love that joke, but I do not love fish sticks in my mouth. It is a solid joke. Possibly the greatest joke ever told. Jimmy Valmer, but it is fish sticks are terrible.
I heard it was Eric Cartman who wrote that joke. Is that not true?
That's the word on the street. All right, let me all right. I'm gonna pull up this picture because it's pretty good. Yes. That's so dumb.
It's
so dumb.
As Matt would say, the intranet is undefeated.
The internet is undefeated. That is the truest statement that has ever been made. I cannot take credit for that statement, but I endorse it wholeheartedly. As they say in the media, I give that a full-throated endorsement.
Full-throated.
You know, it's been a while since I watched cable news, but people still say full-throated endorsement.
They do, with a straight face.
How do you not laugh when you say that?
Because they're not simple Neanderthals like us.
I mean, can you not come to a term that doesn't sound so blatantly like a sexual act?
That sounds like a line in what was that porn that the guy used his name for? Deep Throat. It seems like a line in Deep Throat from Deep Throat.
Yeah, Deep Throat. It does. Full Throat. We should do a remake. We'll just call it Full Throated.
Well, see, okay, you're gonna have to change it.
Tim will be the main character.
You're gonna have to change it because I think there's a Charlie Angels 3 Full Throated instead of Full Throttle. Full Throated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want Tim to be the main character and he just chugs dong the entire movie.
Well, it'd be easy to do that because that's his whole life.
I know. It'll be a reality show. We'll shoot it Duck Dynasty style. But instead of making duck calls, it'll just be him sucking dick.
Tim will be in a parody porn of Boy Meets World, and it'll be called Pud Meets World.
It'll be called Full Throated Dynasty, and at the end of every episode, they'll sit down to dinner, and Phil Robertson will just berate Tim for chugging so much dong.
Will Tim? Tim, you better not be trimming your balls so you get that nice beard look on your little nugs.
Yeah. And well, he doesn't have to worry about trimming up. It's strictly in the face. That's it's just dong in the face. And then it'll be 8 to 12 dongs per episode, and then at the end they'll gather for a meal down there in Louisiana, and Phil Robertson will just be like, "It's really disappointed you, Tim. Now let's hold hands and pray."
Did you really have to take that,
or whatever the fuck they do?
Did you really have to take that 30th dick? You could have stopped at 29.
Baby steps, Tim. We want you to make a full-throated recovery here.
Full-throated.
And on that note, daylight.
Fucking dumb. God damn it. Fucking dumb.